Okay, so let's see. Going back to my reference images, I can click on the little three dots. There's usually like a little three dots up at the top where I can edit. So if you click on that, you can go in and edit or find your Google Doc that you have it on. Um, my next step is resizing these so that they are the size that I need them to be in my drawing. And for my drawing, this one's going to look pretty small, maybe a little bit bigger than that. So I'm going to make it a little bit larger. Um, and let's see if I can drag this over here. Maybe even a little bit larger than that because it's a pretty big piece of paper. I believe it's 8 by 18 or something like that. So given that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a piece of paper over the top and turn off this light so I can see through it. There we go. And then I'm going to trace this out. So here's the pathway, but remember I wanted it to wind like this. So I'm going to start the pathway off just like it is. But then I'm going to shift it over a little bit so that I can get the curves. And then get the sizes that I need. And the placement that I need. So I'm just going to the next biggest rock. And see how it's going this way? I'm just moving this so the next rock is like over here. So this is how I'm using artistic license to change somebody else's photograph to suit my needs. Okay, now I'm going to shift this over. So here's the next stone. And then, oh, let's shift it over some more. But I'm keeping them at around the relatively the same level, and then just drawing the one underneath it. So this is maybe the background piece of my work. So what it'll look like is like I'm going to transfer it over to here. So it's going to snake around this way and back. But this is a realistic my kind of progression of what the stones look like because I'm using an actual photograph. I've already done, let me show you the drawings for my cherry blossoms right here. So I just kind of, and I resized it to the size that I needed. So that was just way too big for my canvas. So I definitely shrunk it down so that it would fit my photograph more accurately, or my canvas more accurately. So there's that. So I am just sketching, tracing little pieces of this that I'm going to put together. Let me get this light on. So now that I've sketched out some pieces, my next step is transferring these images that I've sketched, this one and these, over to my canvas. Okay, so how do I do that? Well, I flip this onto the back side, and then taking your 4B pencil, this is just a regular number 2 pencil, which will work just fine. But if you want it to transfer really well, a couple of ways to do this. I think this might leave a print on my canvas. We'll see, because there's graphite on the other side. But I'm definitely shading in the backside, the whole backside. If you have graphite paper, this will work also. Where you don't have to like prepare the backside. It did not transfer, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it like I want the, hold on, I want the cherry blossoms along the bottom because that's what my blueprint, or actually, no, I want it on the side right here, and then some on this side. So I'm going to transfer them on this side and see what that looks like. But you know, I kind of don't like it on that side. So you can still change up your artwork even after you're done, like doing your thumbnails and stuff. I kind of just like it on the bottom. So I'm just going to lay it down here on the bottom and make sure it's lined up to where I want it. And then I'm just going to retrace. So right here, and push down rather hard over the top of your tracing so that you can see the transfer on the other side. And as you hold that down, let me just finish this one, this petal. And let's see if it transfers, yeah? So it's super light, but it's transferred, and I'm just gonna go in and put that information in just a little darker. I know you can't see it on your side, but there are really light lines. I definitely would use a 4B pencil in this case because the gesso is kind of slick and it doesn't pick up on the number 2 pencil as well. So there's my flower that's transferred. And just making sure I don't shift it or anything. And it stays in place so I can get the rest of the flowers in. So that's one way that you can transfer the image. Otherwise, you can just freehand your drawing if you're comfortable with freehanding it, but always refer back to your drawing and your little blueprint that you drew to transfer the images over. What you want to do is make sure the pieces are pretty simple, okay? Pieces that you can fill in with paint. All right. So I'm going to pause this. Okay, so now I have worked on transferring the rest of this information over, and it's really lightly drawn on my canvas, and I'm just going to go in and draw in the rest of this information that I've transferred over. Okay, so we fast forwarded that, and now you can see the transfer over there, and I'm just going to start transferring other information in various parts of my drawing so that I can finish that. And this drawing will be just a Frankenstein of everything that I've collected, except for maybe that bridge. I wasn't going to include that bridge, but who knows? We'll see. All right, so good luck with putting together the rest of your preliminary drawing.